Hello everyone, welcome to the very first level in a GoldenEye 007 playthrough. At the time of uploading this video, GoldenEye is 20 years old today, so I thought it would be a great time to start off a playthrough that I've been planning to do for a really long time actually. This is GoldenEye running with a mouse injector, so you can see the controls really good. This is Stolen's mouse injector I'm using, and I'm using 1943 to emulate. So we're getting 60 frames per second and some HD textures, and you can see this text is really crisp. It's like an HD mod. I honestly think this is the best way to play GoldenEye today, and I'm just going to go ahead and start up here. We're going to play on 00 Agent because the mouse injector makes it a lot easier to actually play the game. I'm a little rusty at GoldenEye. So this has given me a really big help. I've been playing a lot of Perfect Dark recently. Well, actually, when I say recently, like the past sort of, I don't know, like 5-6 years, however long Perfect Dark on the Xbox Live Arcade has been out. And I've always meant to go back and play GoldenEye again, but I actually thought that whenever we heard about GoldenEye Xbox Live Arcade that we would eventually get GoldenEye on the arcade, but you know, that didn't happen unfortunately. There's been some leaked footage of it and stuff, but I just keep meaning to go back to this game, and I've been meaning to make videos about it for a while now. It's ever since my friend Mute gave me access to these like HD textures and stuff like that. And like every so often you'll hear something new, like someone will remake a level in the Unreal Engine, or someone like the GoldenEye Source, there was like a big update with it, and but I always want to just go back and play the single player. Most of the like GoldenEye X and stuff like that, most of it focuses on the multiplayer aspect, and I love the multiplayer in GoldenEye, but I've always wanted to go back and play the single player because I really loved it as well. Like whenever I didn't have, when my friends weren't over, I would just play away at the single player, and I had it completed. I had all the levels unlocked, or most of the cheats unlocked. Probably not as many as Perfect Dark, but quite a lot. So you'll notice some of these textures have changed. Like I said, this is like an HD texture pack that Mute kind of threw together. Most of them like combined different ones. So like for example, the sky looks really nice actually compared to other times I've emulated it. And the cliffs and stuff look really good. There was a texture back then, I think it'll come up again. There's a lot of reoccurring textures in GoldenEye that come up over and over again. And let's just hold on, let me just get my bug equipped. And you kind of, through playing this, I've played like bits and pieces of levels to get footage for other videos and stuff like that, but I haven't really properly played through the whole thing. But you kind of get to know, like they've like obviously reused a few textures and stuff, so you get to see these over and over again, and some work quite well and others don't. Like this brick in here looks pretty nice. It's quite a new one. The ground's new. If you compare it to the old one, the ground looks terrible. Really blurry. A lot of the textures were very blurry. It's just the nature of the Nintendo 64 in general. I found was quite a blurry computer. A lot of games had kind of blurry graphics, just the way it was. The surrounding area here looks quite nice. Usually it's covered in snow. For authenticity, I would prefer it had that snow. But I mean, it's an unfinished pack, but I think it could be finished. Like if we spent a bit of time, like as a community, kind of got together and worked on them. I've actually had a little of experience in working within textures recently. I'm kind of working on a bit of a project myself in on the Unreal Engine, and through what I've learnt with textures and texture mapping and stuff like that, I may at some point actually try and finish off. Like maybe I'd have to probably work together with someone because I don't have a lot of free time to do it. But I would be definitely up for taking some of these textures and upgrading them myself. Okay, let's see, I need to change to my machine gun. The guard textures are really good. It's like one of the best changes I've noticed. If I can get close enough to one of them. It's really quite high res actually, the guard uniform, that green one, you see it a lot in the levels, and they've done a good job in it. And there's like a red brick texture we'll see later. It's in a lot of levels. You see, that was the first time I actually took damage there, so it makes it like being able to aim like this makes it so much easier, but at the same time it does. Whoa, he destroyed one of the mainframes. I'm surprised. The texture on the computers, you can see the text a lot clearer. That's been changed. Obviously, so someone's just taken a picture of a keyboard and put it right in there. The texture on top of this table slightly changed as well. And there's just other small changes that when they're all put together, it does look actually quite nice. But I would say it's probably only about 10% retextured realistically. But some of the textures are used so much that it, even though it's only one or two have changed, they show up a lot. So we'll see them as we play through, and I think I've actually completed all the objectives, I think, anyway, on this is. Like I said, I'm a bit rusty on GoldenEye, so I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, it's all just jump off the dam, that's all I have to do now. And we are jumping into the facility next. That's where we're jumping down into now, this next level. We just have to bungee jump off this bridge here, or this little gantry, and that's it. That's the level complete. You just about see that little vent down there, and in the movie that vent, James Bond kind of laser cuts his way through that, and that leads into the facility. James Bond there jumping off. There's no bungee cord attached. It's kind of funny looking. So there you have it. The dam, first level dam, really quite a simple, straightforward level. It's one of those levels I've done so many times that I could just do it with my eyes closed, essentially. And it might make it look a little bit too easy with the mouse injector, because it's that first level was kind of a walk in the park, but it will get harder. Some of the later levels do get pretty hard in GoldenEye. I remember as a kid just spending days and days just trying to complete levels. So yeah, it's going to get interesting as we go on. The next level is Facility, easily one of my favourite levels. So do stick around, check that out. I'll have a link up to it very soon. I'm going to try my best to get through this playthrough quite quickly. So just so you don't miss out in the next levels, please subscribe for the next video. Again, I want to thank my friend Mute for putting this package together for me. If you want to know how to download it, I will leave links to videos on how to do that. So thanks for watching, and keep an eye out for the next video.